이놈이 감히 왕족을 능멸하는가? 출정하라! 귀신이든 누구든 있을 수 없다.
Guys, get ready because 2026 is shaping up to be a great year for historical dramas. From forbidden love to brutal power struggles, fantasy to even some popular webtoon adaptations. 2026 is sure to deliver some truly unforgettable historical dramas that would keep us glued to our screen. So, sit back, relax, and let's take a journey through the upcoming historical Korean dramas of 2026 you definitely need to keep on your radar. Kicking off at number 10, we have To My Beloved Thief.
저쪽으로!
길동의 그림자가 밟혔나 보구나.
Set in the Joseon era, this series follows a noblewoman who secretly lives a double life as a righteous bandit, stealing from corrupt officials to help the poor. However, the story takes an unexpected twist when our female lead crosses path with a royal obsessed with solving crimes, determined to uncover the real identity of our female lead. Starring Nam Ji-hyun and Moon Sang-min in the lead roles, this series also blend a sudden soul swap between our main leads, forcing them to survive in each other's worlds. Currently airing on Viki and Netflix, if you're into historical dramas that mix action, unexpected comedy, and intense political tension, this series will be a great addition to your watch list.
내가 매력을 흘렸나 본데.
되게 여기저기 흘리고 다니나 봐요.
너 주워가라고. 은혜하는 산에 있어.
Next, at number 9, we have The Scandal.
내 성공하면 어찌하시려고?
상을 드려야지요. 아홉께서 원하는 무엇이든.
Set in the late Joseon dynasty, this series follows the story of a cunning noblewoman who appears devoted and proper, but secretly resents the strict rules of society that keeps women powerless. However, when our female lead discovers her husband plans to take an innocent widow as his concubine, she proposes a dangerous game of seduction to a notorious playboy who doesn't believe in love and treats romance like a sport. Starring Sun Ye-jin, Ji Chang-wook, and Nana in the lead roles, premiering with only just 8 episodes and would be airing exclusively on Netflix.
내 성공하면 어찌하시려고?
상을 드려야지요. 아홉께서 원하는 무엇이든.
Sliding into number 8 is Perfect Crown.
금상은 그대에게 가려졌어요.
제게 원하는 게 뭡니까?
혼례를 올리세요.
지금이 뭐 조선시대니? 결혼으로 신분 상승하겠대? 좋아. 혼인하시죠.
Set in an alternate version of modern-day Korea ruled by a constitutional monarchy, this series follows the contract marriage between a wealthy chaebol heiress, frustrated by her commoner status, even though she has wealth, beauty, and intelligence, and a grand prince who carries the burden of royalty, but in reality possesses no real power or freedom as the king's son. However, as pressure builds within the royal family for the prince to get married, both our main leads enter a strategic marriage of convenience to protect their own interests, forcing them to navigate both palace politics, power struggles, and their unexpected feelings for each other. Starring the talented IU and Byeon Woo-seok in the lead roles, Perfect Crown is currently airing with only just 12 episodes on Disney Plus and Wave, bringing romance, comedy, and palace politics wrapped inside a modern monarch setting.
오빠가 승인해줘, 내 결혼. 저도 미친 짓 좀 할까요? 저와 혼인하시죠.
Guys, a quick reminder, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, be sure to do that right now. If you have done that, let's get back into the list. Claiming the 7th spot is The East Palace.
왕권을 위협하는 존재는 인간이든 귀신이든 누구든 있을 수 없다.
아직 안 끝났어.
The East Palace follows the story of a skilled ghost slayer with the power to transform into a spirit to battle the dead, and a palace lady cursed with the ability to speak with ghosts. Summoned by the king, both our main leads are forced to work together, sent to investigate the cursed East Palace, plagued by vengeful spirits that threatens to destroy their world. Starring Nam Joo-hyuk, Ro Yoon-seo, and Cho Sung-woo in the lead roles. The East Palace is set to premiere with only just 8 episodes and would also be airing exclusively on Netflix.
존재는 인간이든 귀신이든 누구든 있을 수 없다.
Next at number 6, we have Great King Munmu. Loosely based on the real-life events on one of Korea's most prominent kings, this series is set during the final era of the Three Kingdoms. The story focuses on the life of King Munmu, a ruler who carried the dream to unify the Three Kingdoms. We're also getting a deep dive into some legendary figures that shaped Koreans' history, diving into power struggles, brutal war strategies, and shifting alliances both inside and outside the royal court. Starring Lee Hyun-wook, Jang Hyuk, and Park Sung-woong in the lead roles, this series is set to air on KBS2 with a total of 28 episodes, telling a story built on war, conquest, and sacrifice. Coming in at number 5 is Portrait of Delusion.
넌 완전히 다른 세상을 보게 될 거야.
그것은 사람 마음으로 움직이는 힘이 있어. 끝까지 그것을 맺지 마.
왜? 나한테 현혹될 것 같은가?
Set in 1935, this series follows the story of a struggling painter commissioned to create a portrait of our female lead, a mysterious woman who hasn't been seen publicly for over 50 years and also turns out to be a vampire. However, what starts as a professional assignment quickly turns into a supernatural horror as our male lead begins to uncover her dark hidden secrets as his curiosity turns into a deep obsession. Based on a popular webtoon, this series stars Bae Suzy and Kim Seon-ho in the lead roles, airing with only just 8 episodes, and would be exclusively available to stream on Disney+.
왜? 나한테 현혹될 것 같은가?
Stepping into the 4th spot is 100 Days of Lies. Set in Gyeongsong during the Japanese occupation, this series follows the story of a master pickpocket who is recruited by the Korean independence movement to infiltrate the Japanese government under a false identity. Posing as an employee, our female lead has just 100 days to act as a fake spy, risking her life for the cause of Korea's freedom. Starring Kim Yoo-jung and GOT7's Park Jin-young as our main leads. This series also explores the forbidden romance between our female lead and a Korean interpreter she meets during her mission. Premiering every Saturday and Sundays with just 16 episodes, 100 Days of Lies will also be airing on Netflix in selected regions. Taking the 3rd spot is The Sacred Jewel. Set to take place during the Goryeo dynasty, this series follows the story of a noble-born commander of a royal expedition team tasked with retrieving sacred relics during the long and brutal war with the Mongol Empire. As the leader of a convoy sent to secure these relics, our male lead bears both the honor and pressure of upholding his family's legacy. However, his mission becomes more complicated when he's joined by a royal princess, someone who set challenges to his mission on every turn. Starring An Bo-yeon, Lee Sung-min, and Claudia Kim in the lead roles, The Sacred Jewel is set to air with only just 12 episodes on JTBC. Securing the 2nd spot is a Netflix original drama, Tantara.
이쁘게 컸네?
너 바람둥이 됐냐?
Starring Song Hye-kyo and Gong Yoo as our main leads, this series follows an ambitious young woman determined to make her mark in the Korean's music industry during the 1960s to 1980s. Joining her is her childhood friend, who grew up facing hardships with her, recklessly stands by her side through every challenge, as both our main leads navigate fame, financial pressure, and social limitations as they chase their dreams. This series is set to premiere with a total of 22 episodes and would also be airing exclusively on Netflix.
이쁘게 컸네?
너 바람둥이 됐냐?
Taking the crown at number 1 is The Remarried Empress. Based on a webtoon of the same name, this series follows the story of an empress whose calm and orderly life is shattered when her husband breaks his promise and takes in a former slave as his mistress. Refusing to simply accept her fate, our female lead shocks the world by seeking divorce and request permission to remarry, choosing Prince Henley of the Western Empire as her future husband. With court politics, complicated romantic entanglements, and also a secret where our male lead have a mystical ability to transform into a bird. Starring Shin Min-ah, Lee Jong-suk, Joo Ji-hoon, and Lee Si-young as our main leads. This series is set to air with only 10 episodes and would also be premiering exclusively on Disney+. Bonus mention, if you're in for a quick watch, you could check out the historical Korean movie, The King's Warden.
밥 한 공기를 뚝딱 비우셨어.
귀양 온 양반이 누군지 아십니까?
도상군 이용이에요. 얼마 전까지 이 나라의 왕이었던 사람이요.
Set in the 15th century Joseon, this Korean movie follows the story of a young king who is forced from the throne by his uncle and sent into exile in a remote mountain valley. There, our male lead struggles with the loss of his identity and the constant threat of death as he forms an unexpected bond with a humble village chief who agrees to host our male lead, only to discover that his guest is none other than the deposed king. However, what begins as an act for prosperity slowly turns into a moving relationship, highlighting stories of loyalty, courage, and resilience.
이놈이 감히 왕족을 능멸하는가?
And that's all for now. Which historical Korean dramas are you excited to add to your watch list? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you like this video, why not share this with your favorite K-drama lovers? And if you haven't yet subscribed, you can do that right now, and I'll see you in the next video.